the center line, and it is Darrell Gwynn. The crew responding enthusiastically to the 5.57-second win. It'll be Gwynn against Ormsby, with Darrell Gwynn having lane choice. Joe Amato against Don Garlits. Amato getting the lane choice by the quicker elapsed time. We'll be right back. A huge crowd jamming into Indianapolis Raceway Park for the 31st annual running of the US Nationals, and there's action in the pit area as well as on the track. Joe Amato is facing the race of the day as far as he's concerned in his quest for a repeat World Championship title. He is racing against Don Garlits. Tim Richards and the entire crew hard at work getting that 2,500 horsepower engine ready to go to meet Big Daddy. Meantime, in Garlits' pit area, the crew hard at work. There's a lot at stake in this race. 1.5 times the points value of a normal national event are at stake in the World Championship points chase, particularly in this race between Garlits, the leader, and Amato, currently number 2. Outside the pit area, one of Garlits' longtime competitors is looking on.
I'm with a very special lady, Shirley Muldowney, in front of the pits of an old rival of hers, Don Garlits. And look at all of these fans that have turned out to greet you here, Shirley. Your first time back to the drag races.
It feels good, Steve. Everyone has been really nice, and I think they're happy to see us back, in whatever capacity. But
must have sounded good, that first pair of drag racers when they started up.
Wonderful. Sounded real good, especially Garlits' car.
And I see your pal and your crew chief, Ron Tolbert. He's around here looking very close, like he wants to race.
Well, sure, we all want to race, but he's watching combinations and watching everyone's mistakes, and we're just kind of casing the joint, so to speak.
Nice to see you again. You look great.
Thank you, Steve. Nice to see you, too.
Steve, we're looking forward, as is everyone, to the return to competition of Shirley Muldowney. Competition now, it's time for the funny cars at the US Nationals. Our first pair here in round number 2, we find Jim Head racing against John Force, whose crew chief Austin Coyle did a masterful job in getting this car ready to race Jim Head. Qualifying in the 15th spot, Jim Head is the defending champion. He beat Tom Hoover in round number 1, while John Force, you saw him explode that supercharger, qualified in the number 3 position. One of the keys to the 2,500 horsepower plus of these nitro-burning engines is that supercharger. Earlier, Steve took a look.
Here, bolted to a handy stand on the door of Darrell Gwynn's trailer, is the heart and soul of these nitro-burning engines, be they top fuel dragsters or funny cars. Virtually everybody has the same cylinder block and pistons and rods and camshafts and crankshafts, but above that, everybody has a different combination. The fuel injector here, air rushes in the front, bolted to this 1471 supercharger. The rotors whirling inside at about 50% the speed of the engine, or twice the speed of the engine. The blower bolted to the manifold. Now, the fuel comes up from the pump, also another important part of the system, into the fuel system, where it's distributed in a maze of lines and nozzles, all of which can be changed to tune the engine. Now, every racer hopes that he's got some secret in his fuel system. They don't share much knowledge about this part of the engine. Everybody trying to get the advantage here.
And Steve, as we've seen, if something major goes wrong, it's generally in the supercharger. Off the starting line goes John Force, up in smoke, the defending champion, and John Force, the performance back. Regardless of what happened in the previous round, John Force serves notice. 5.79 seconds, 246 miles an hour. He tells his competition, just disregard that supercharger explosion. Back at the starting line, the next pair of cars getting ready to go. The body coming down on the car driven by Rick Johnson and owned by Roland Leong. After nearly 2 decades in the sport of championship drag racing, Roland Leong has got quite a season to his credit. That season is capped by the quickest elapsed time ever in funny car history, recorded at the Winter Nationals at Pomona, California, and seen on Diamond P Sports as Rick Johnson notched a 5.58-second elapsed time in the quickest side-by-side race in history. Johnson beat Kenny Bernstein in that race, but here at the Nationals, he's matched against Little John Lombardo, driving for Raymond Beadle. Let's go to Steve with John Force.
Seldom does any competitor come back after a disastrous blower explosion with a 574 and a patched-up race car.
Got a real good race team. Coyle's got them guys busting their backs, and got to thank a Chi-Town team came over, and that takes a lot for another team come over there and help you, and they did, and she came. What'd she run?
574 with a great hole shot to boot.
Dog it, she come right back again. My old boy's good. Just got to make enough money, keep him on the payroll.
Steve, you gave him about 0.05 of a second too much. John actually ran a 5.79, but there's no shame in that as his crew chief Austin Coyle and the crew did their job. Here on the starting line, it's little John Lombardo at the wheel of the Blue Max. Since Lombardo took over the driving chores for Raymond Beadle, he has had a trouble-plagued season. Yet to win a national event, John Lombardo qualified 8th here with a fine 5.74 seconds. For Rick Johnson, a number 4 qualifying spot at 5.72 seconds. Both cars evenly matched. There's some problems apparently with Roland Leong. You see him going under the car. He is reaching for the fuel system, giving the word to shut it off. Starter Buster Couch says no, let him take it to the line. And Rick Johnson, following the directions of Starter Buster Couch, heads to the starting line to race against little John Lombardo. The crew intently watching the Christmas tree starting device as both drivers creep into those staging beams. A green light start, and it is John Lombardo out in front. Rick Johnson valiantly trying to hold on, but to the finish line first by several car lengths. Another 5.77 second elapsed time. Very consistent is Lombardo, and very disappointed is Roland Leong. Going over to talk to Buster Couch, Roland Leong receives the condolences and knows there will be another day for he and his driver, Rick Johnson. This is Ed the Ace McCulloch driving for car owner Larry Minor. Early in his career, McCulloch recorded 2 back-to-back U.S. Nationals titles in funny car back in 1971 and 72. He won again this championship title in 1980. McCulloch will be racing against one of the hottest cars on the circuit this season. This is the Buick Somerset-bodied car of Dale Paulding. As Paulding gets ready to do his burnout, let's go down to Steve Evans with Rick Johnson.
Well, oftentimes in the starting line, the driver is the last to know what the problem was. Rick, do you have any idea?
No, the throttle stuck way up for some reason on the smoky burnout. They told me to shut it off. Well, I couldn't shut it off, not this far along. I still don't see what's wrong. For some reason, the motor was just idling about 2,000 RPMs too fast. And I tried to leave with him and had a fairly close race score, and then the motor went away in the middle, so I just turned it off.
With the RPMs up that high, it can be hard to hold him with the brake as well.
Well, I had to use the clutch pedal and stuff to keep it up there, and thought maybe I could squirt out on him there pretty good with the motor up. Did the best I could. I just couldn't win.
Sure did.
Thanks, Steve.
A disappointing day for Rick Johnson, the quickest driver in all of funny car racing. On the starting line, Dale Paulding completing his burnout procedure. It's been quite a day thus far for the Paulding and Hamby team. They qualified in the number 9 spot, and in the first round upset the number 1 qualifier, Tom McEwen. His competition, Ed McCulloch, qualified 13th, 5.82 seconds, defeating Paul Smith in round number 1. Paulding will be in the far lane in the Buick. In the Oldsmobile in the near lane, it is Ed McCulloch. Both cars into the staging beams. An equal start. A little bit of smoke off of Paulding's tires. McCulloch heads towards the guardrail, and it is a great victory for Dale Paulding. Smoking out some pistons, burning an engine possibly at the finish. Dale Paulding pulls out a win by just a couple of 3 feet. As we look again, you see both cars leaving the starting line as if they were one. But in reality, Dale Paulding was 0.03 of a second quicker off the starting line. Paulding's tires started to smoke, indicating a loss of traction. He recovered nicely, though, and at the finish line, the margin of difference was only 0.02 of a second. McCulloch the quicker. It was Paulding's starting line reactions that won the race.
It looked like it wanted to smoke the tires.
It tried everything it could to smoke the tires and stuff, and we've been having that trouble here all week, and this car usually never shakes or anything, and it's doing it here all weekend long. So we got a little problem. We just got to figure it out.
You'll do it.
Thank you.
Dale Paulding advancing to the semifinals of Funny Car Eliminator. Back in the Garlett's Pit area, the engine now together. The final touches by the master himself. We'll be coming right back with more funny car action from the U.S. Nationals. Back at the U.S. Nationals, I'm Dave McClelland along with Steve Evans, and we're in little John Lombardo's pit area. He has yet to find out who his competition will be in the semifinal round as our final pair of funny cars in this round of racing are approaching the burnout area. It is Kenny Bernstein, the man that has dominated racing throughout all of this season and has been the talk of competition here at the Nationals. Bernstein is racing one of the greats in this sport, Don Prudhomme. Winning the World Championship title 4 times, Don Prudhomme has an enviable record here at the Nationals. He's won the funny car crown 3 times and the top fuel crown twice, dating as far back as 1969. But this season, it's Kenny Bernstein, winner of 5 events thus far throughout 1985, and a virtual lock on that World Championship. Don Prudhomme qualified in the number 6 spot, regaining the performance level he has reached in years past, while Kenny Bernstein qualified second with a 5.69 seconds, defeating Tim Gross in the first round. Bernstein getting directions from his crew chief, Dale Armstrong. The final check of Prudhomme's car by his crew, headed by Bob Brandt. Bernstein in the far lane, Prudhomme in the near lane. And it is Bernstein off the mark first. At the finish line by several car lengths, Kenny Bernstein continues to extend his win streak. 5.70 seconds at 256 miles an hour. So in the semifinals, it'll be Bernstein against Lombardo, with Kenny having the lane choice. John Force goes against Dale Paldy, and John Force has the lane choice there. We're getting set now for those factory hot rods, the Pro Stocks. The semifinal round of racing finds Bruce Allen against Tony Christian. Let's join Kenny Bernstein with Steve.
The most impressive display of consistency ever seen in the sport of funny car racing. Another 570, 5 runs within 1/100th of a second.
Well, I tell you, they sure got it computerized today, don't they?
Wait a minute, you're a little part of this, huh?
Oh, yeah, but, you know, Dale and the guys have just done super, and they make it easy when the car runs good. You know, when it's running bad, it's hard to drive, but when it's running good, it's a lot easier for you. You have a lot of confidence.
Well, they can't get it off the starting line. You've got to do that.
Well, I appreciate it, Steve. We're just happy we're still going, and hopefully we can put this thing away today.
Steve back at the starting line. The 2 Pro Stocks in this semi-final race are getting ready to do their burnout. Bruce Allen against this man, Tony Christian, driving the Luciani Lucky and Christian Pontiac Firebird. And a bit of surprise is Tony Christian. But Bruce Allen is not a surprise. Taking over the driving chores from the late Lee Shepard, he qualified second. In the second round of competition, he defeated Butch Leal. And that was a rematch of a race just 1 day ago in the Mr. Gasket Pro Stock Challenge final, when Bruce Allen took the measure of Butch Leal for $15,000 cash in that single race. The Mr. Gasket Pro Stock Challenge is actually a race within a race. To earn the right to compete, the 8 drivers had to earn points based on qualifying throughout an entire season of competition. They met here just 1 day ago. It boiled down to this run, and Bruce Allen defeated Butch Leal in the final. Steve talked with Bruce after the race.
A lot of the folks down here, maybe wagering a bob or two one way or the other, all thought that Leal would leave the starting line first and you'd drive around him. You left first by 200. You did it all.
Well, Butch is an awful good driver. It's awful hard to beat him. And that just makes you all the more pumped. You know, you go up there knowing that you've got to leave on time, and that just, it's always a great race.
You, my friend, are an awfully good driver as well.
I'm still the weak link in our organization, but I'm going to improve.
Well, I don't think that Rowan Morrison would agree with that right now. They are the Mr. Gasket Pro Stock Challenge champions. Butch Leal coming in with a word of congratulations.
And Steve, there are some who say that Bruce Allen may well be the best Pro Stock driver ever. He is racing against Tony Christian, the upset-minded one, who defeated David Hutchins in round number 1, took the measure of Frank Iaconio in the second round, and he is here racing Bruce Allen in the semifinals. Christian in the far lane, Allen in the near lane, a Chevrolet against the Pontiac. And it's a red light start for Tony Christian. He's disqualified for leaving the starting line too soon. Before the green light came on, Bruce Allen wins it with a fine 7.70 second elapsed time. He moves into the finals. You're sitting inside the Ford Thunderbird of Bob Glidden. On the outside, as he does his burnout, his wife and crew chief Etta Glidden look on. He is following the directions of his son Billy. Standing out in front of the car, you get a driver's eye view of a dry burnout, the little hop that brings him to the starting line. Bob Glidden, the number 1 qualifier, 7.57 seconds, defeated Don Kuntz in the second round of competition. W.J. Warren Johnson, the number 3 qualifier, defeated Gorda Rivera in the second round. Here the Oldsmobile is in the far lane. The Ford Thunderbird in the near lane. This is the semifinals of Pro Stock. looking on as Bob Glidden brings the car into the staging beam, and he leaves off the starting line with a tremendous hole shot. Bob Glidden has got the advantage over Johnson at the finish line by half a car length, and showing the emotion is Etta Glidden and son Billy as Bob Glidden advances to the finals with a 7.66-second elapsed time at 181 miles an hour. The finals, Ford versus Chevrolet, Bob Glidden against Bruce Allen.